Well, I liked some of it, and there was one thing I really didn't like. I'm John Redland with my review of WWE NXT, and this is a mixed bag. NXT on USA, there have been a few episodes that have been downright terrible, some that have been goddamn good, and quite a few like this. Some good, some meh, and some bad. Let me know what you guys have to say in the comments, though. So, firstly, the Veterans Day message to honor the men and women in the various branches of the military. Very classy move by WWE. And then we get Gargano's Wheel of Challengers. Wheel of Challengers, turn, turn, turn. Tell us what lesson we should learn. That Johnny Gargano cutting a promo is a bad idea. I lost in my first defense. I'm cursed, but I'm going to break the curse. Where there's a wheel, there's a way. Johnny Gargano making dad jokes, unpopular. Fucking hell. And there's so many, names on there, but of course the one that stands out is Leon Ruff because it was just taped on there, and obviously it's rigged. It's Leon Ruff, the slight gentleman that is very agile, very quick. It can bounce off the ropes really well. Faced Austin Theory, and my first thought was, more Leon Ruff on my television, please. So they give him a North American Championship match. I didn't mean that you hotshot him to the goddamn championship right away. And I'm sorry, this was not shocking for the right reason. I get why. They're trying to continue this whole thing of Gargano being cursed. And they tried to recreate the 1-2-3 Kid Razor Ramon match for the May 17, 1993 edition of Raw. This didn't work for me. Ruff can work and should get a championship shot at some point. This did not work for me. This did not work at all. Priest was in the crowd. He scares Johnny. And then soon after, crucifix pin 1, 2, 3, because Gargano got overconfident. Leon Ruff is a new North American champion. Leon Ruff is good. This was not a good idea. This did not work for me. To me, it's just making Gargano more annoying. Yeah, Priest, lost the championship, and now he's like mocking Gargano. When we get back from break, he basically says to Leon Ruff, hey, there's a, black challenger, go get it. Go drive away because Gargano's going to be pissed. And then, Priest is mocking him like, it was your idea and you lost. It was your idea. And Regal's like, the idea stands. Go cool off. And Priest says, go watch Wheel of Fortune. I like Damian Priest, and I hope he gets a shot at the big championship at some point, the NXT championship, and maybe he doesn't get injured like so many others have since getting that championship, or being cursed with a bad reign. Since Adam Cole, Bay had it. Basically, Keith Lee, the whole point is that championship's kind of cursed. But Damian Priest is a big star. If they hadn't made this for the championship, I wouldn't have mind. I mean, I get it, but it didn't work for me. This didn't really work for me. I don't know what's going to do for Leon Ruff, as talented as he is. And Gargano, he just fucking annoys me. I just want him off my screen. Jake Atlas versus Escobar. And look, I'm sorry. Don't care about the Cruiserweight Championship. I don't. Atlas is a good worker. Escobar's a very good worker. They put on a very high level of work here. It just all blended together for me. It just all blended together where it went through a lot of goddamn breaks. Just get rid of the Cruiserweight Championship at this point. It was a good idea to bring it back at first, but you know what? The bloom's off the rose now. No matter how hard people work, the championship's not going to mean anything because they have so many championships in WWE. In NXT, Raw, SmackDown. Seriously, there's too many championships. Get rid of a few, and then maybe the Cruiserweight Championship can mean something. But now it's just taking place in a vacuum. I don't know. That's just my take. There was a bit of a one point where actually Atlas, I thought he was going to crash. I'm glad he didn't. It was a bit of a botched dive. Glad he's okay. And basically, after, Legado del Fantasma, Lego del Fantasma, as I like to call them, kept trying to interfere, and Atlas took them out. Eventually, he did get hit with the knee driver, just like he picks him up, hits him with a knee, pretty deadly knee. 1, 2, 3, Escobar retains in a good match, but again, I don't care about the Cruiserweight Championship. And then Dexter Lumis is doing caricatures of Grimes and the Zombie Ref, because we need to be reminded of the Haunted House of Terror match that was shit. And in recaps of Candice and Shotzi, the tank thing, she destroyed a piece of me. It represents family I have in the military, says Shotzi. Now, apparently that's true. And I'm not knocking Shotzi. And I hope that any family she has in the military come back safe and sound and healthy. And, and great that they're serving us. Honestly, they are doing a great service to the country because They're tougher than I could ever hope to be. They're tougher than a lot of us could ever hope to be. Here's the thing, though. This thing is goofy. And I like Shotzi. Candice, I think Candice has a personality of a rotting tree stump. And, you know, quite frankly, wrestles like one, too. No, I'm kidding. She can wrestle, but she just bores me to tears. Shotzi is good. She has good personality. This is stupid. This tank thing is stupid. To me. Means something to her, but I find this to be very late WCW-like, where it's like they try to create a serious feud, and it doesn't really work for me. And then we were supposed to get Raquel Gonzalez versus Xia Li, but then Boa shows up and basically says, oh, Xia's not here, sorry, and then Raquel beats the shit out of Boa. Cool. And then he gets the shit beat out of him, and then suddenly Raquel leaves, you know, like to tell her to keep, you know, my name out of her mouth, and then Boa's wondering what the hell's going on, and then suddenly, Imagine Dragons, you don't have to, they're on the goddamn screen, and then this old guy, delivers this letter that Xia Li kept getting from her family. Like, she's been getting various letters. Did this guy fly all the way from China to do that? Have they never heard of carrier pigeons? Have they never heard of email? Have they never heard of any form where they wouldn't have to travel to do this stuff? Are they trying to create a new Kaientai? What the fuck are they doing? Why are they doing this? I like Xia Li, but it's weird. It just seems like a storyline where they don't really have any end to it. And then we get August Gray, and I thought it was Austin Gray, and I feel bad for mispronouncing that. He gets attacked by Thatcher. He was the guy that attacked Thatcher during the Thatchcan last week. And then they get tossed in Loomis's drawings, and they're going to have a match over damaged drawings. They're fighting over shampoo. That's what this reminds me of. Toni Storm versus Candice LeRae. Candice the Tree Stump LeRae. Seriously, it's like, will you get in my way? I'm going to run you down. Ah, typical woman driver. I'm sure that comment won't come back to bite me. I love Toni Storm. Candice can work, but Candice is boring. She is really boring. Toni, however, again, can really work, except for one spot where she runs into the steps. Hurl yourself stupidly at the steps. Good tactic. A couple of people miss stuff, and then the dreaded roll-up with the ropes. 1, 2, 3. Candice gets the victory. Tony's upset. Nah, whatever. Watch Tony turn on Shotzi, like everybody has, seemingly. And then Tony fists Candice, and then Ghostface comes out to help. And it's Indy Hartwell. Oh no, shocking. How fucking shocking. Shotzi also tried to run down and got laid out. So we're obviously going to get a tag match at some point. Moving on, Breezango. We did it once. We'll do it again. Act interesting? Yeah, you did it once. Anyway, no, for the tag titles. Loomis versus Thatcher. They're fighting over a slightly damaged caricature. Let me say right now, both these guys can work, and this match was filled with hard strikes and some good submission wrestling and some really good work. It kind of went on a little bit long to me. Loomis did hit a senton where he practically almost missed. And then Grimes distracts. We get a trap pin by Thatcher, and then Grimes attacks Loomis, puts a sack over his head like the Town of Dread Sundown, or like, you know, Jason's mask before he got the iconic hockey mask, and beats the shit out of him. It does a cave in on a chair. Obviously, it's going to lead to a blindfold match. And then Gargano wants to talk to Regal. Well, Regal says it was your idea. You know, it's like, I guess the curse still stands because it's final. He should get a gavel like Commissioner Foley. And then Ciampa's talking about, you know, his career, tough man, like Killer Kowalski, Harley Race, how everybody in the locker room's a tough guy, and that he's going to bring change for the rest of 2020. Well, he only got about 6 weeks left of that. Ciampa, you might want to get started on that. He calls himself the last of a dying breed. Wasn't that what Bull Dempsey called himself? So anyway, Rhea and Io, prime target. Rhea should have beaten Charlotte at Mania, and the fact she didn't halted her momentum dead. And Io says she is not afraid of, you know, she's not afraid of nightmares. She will not be stopped. The match is going to be next week. I look forward to that. I also look forward to the fact that shenanigans are probably going to happen. And then Lorcan and Burch with Dunn and Pat, so they're just cutting a promo. Well, Pat's cutting a promo while everybody stands there. Pat, really good on promos, really good shit. I'm really sold on this group. And I'll admit, I'm eating crow. I didn't think Pat McAfee was going to work in NXT, and I was wrong. Grimes then is seen talking about how he was scared of Loomis, but he put his sack over his eyes, and there you go. Again, blindfold match. And then Balor is apparently going to address everybody next week. We are going to see Balor's package on display next week. Breezango versus Lorcan and Birch. McAfee joins commentary. And it was what it was. It wasn't bad. It was messy because everybody kept interfering. Drake Maverick even tried to interfere. It was a good Drake in the company, not Drake, the referee, the no Trumper, the no piece of shit over tan son of a bitch. You fucking goddamn, anti-mask conspiracy theory fuck. So anyway, not Drake Maverick, the other Drake, the one that, isn't talented. We kept getting a whole bunch of, interference. Pat distracted, eventually hanging DDT 1, 2, 3. And everybody gets laid out. And basically that's how it ends. It ends with the, the kings of wrestling standing tall. So not a bad episode of NXT. Wasn't great. There were a few things I didn't like. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.